Welcome to Part 4 of the Standard Deployment video series. Before watching this video, make sure you've watched Parts 1, 2, and 3 of the series to understand how to prepare for deployment and install and configure an initial instance of EPM System components. In this video, you'll see an overview of how to scale out EPM System components and how to install EPM System clients. Scale out to increase capacity, remove single points of failure from the architecture, and to maintain consistent performance through load balancing. Scale out the application tier by installing and configuring one or more additional instances of EPM System components, on the same machine to scale vertically, or on a different machine to scale horizontally. The scale-out process follows the same modular approach as installing and configuring the initial instance of the component. Install, configure, and validate one scaled-out component before moving on to the next. This modular approach makes it easier to pinpoint any problems. In the Standard Deployment Guide, open the Scaling Out Application Tier chapter. There is a section for each component. This chapter gives you step-by-step instructions with screenshots to show you exactly what to select in each page of EPM System Installer and EPM System Configurator. For this video, I'll give you an overview of how you scale out planning on a second machine. First, launch EPM System Installer. Because we're scaling out on a second machine, install and configure planning. If you were scaling out on the same machine, you would simply configure a second instance of planning on the same machine. When installation is complete, launch EPM System Configurator to configure the planning instance. When you configure the second instance of planning, you create a second EPM Oracle instance. Select the planning components to configure. On this page, you specify the WebLogic domain to deploy to. Just click Next to deploy planning to the WebLogic server domain that you already created. Confirm the configuration tasks and then click Next to start the deployment. When the deployment process is complete, click Finish. Restart the web server and refresh EPM Workspace. When you have finished scaling out, generate a deployment report. The deployment report lets you see the topology of the deployment and shows the configuration history. To complete the deployment, install any required EPM System clients on client machines. Most client tools have a standalone installer. Some components can be installed from EPM Workspace. It's easy to install SmartView from EPM Workspace. This wraps up Part 4 of the Standard Deployment video series. In this video, you saw an overview of how to scale out EPM System components and install EPM System clients. I hope this video series has shown you how you can easily complete an EPM System deployment in your production environment by following the Standard Deployment Guide. Use this link to download the Standard Deployment Guide to get started with your own standard deployment. For more information about EPM System or other Oracle products, visit the link shown here.